The Denver Broncos just got their cheat code for how they can be playing meaningful football this time next year, and they've got to be, because this was the most agonizing weekend of my life, watching games, not knowing who I wanted. I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben. Helps me and the YouTube algorithm out a ton if you would like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, who were you cheering for this weekend? Did it play out how you were hoping? Buffalo Bills against Baltimore. I kind of wanted the Ravens because the Bills ripped my heart out last week. It was too early to be rooting for them, but man, now all of us are rooting for the Bills moving forward next week against the Chiefs. A ton to dive into. The game that impressed me the most was the performance of Jayden Daniels. All season long, I have been lobbying for the fact that I thought Bo Nix should be Rookie of the Year. I still don't think Bo had as much talent around him as Jayden did, but watching Jayden Daniels against the Detroit Lions was a masterclass. I was blown away by his performance, and he played in ways that we have not seen from Bo Nix this year. And I was looking into Jayden, like, how was he playing like this as a rookie? And I came across this. That's the cheat code, and I need Sean Payton to be paying attention to it. This thread on Twitter, which I'll link in the show notes, breaks down Jayden Daniels and how truly what has revolutionized him as a processor is his incorporation of virtual reality. Seems very woohoo and weird, like picturing your quarterback wearing like a weird Apple Vision Pro or weird goggles, but the data is wild, and it shows like Jayden Daniels was so insanely locked in that game and did not look like a rookie whatsoever. And this article shows how he performed at Arizona before he started doing this VR incorporation to now. And basically what he does is he has simulations of all the defenses that he's playing, and he doesn't just like watch them in normal time. He speeds them up to 1.75% speed. And so he saw all those Detroit Lions blitz packages coming at him 2 times faster than they would in real life. And he credits that with his success. Like, oh, I'm a fast processor because when I come into the game, I've already repped against all of their defenses twice as fast as they're actually coming at me in real life. So it's almost like wearing ankle weights when you're training and then you take them off and you feel fast. So even just the confidence boost that you get through that is wild. Plus, you've seen all the packages way faster than they happen in real life. And so truly, you want to talk about how can you make the game slow down for a rookie quarterback? It is absolutely through this. And Sean Payton recently has talked about how he doesn't really believe in VR training anymore and that he didn't have a plan for that this year for Bo Nix. You can look it up in his first press conference. He said he didn't have a plan for it. I think this is a crucial element. We have the richest owner in sports, and so you want to talk about we could have the absolute cream of the crop of that. You tell the Walton Penner Group, hey, we want to try this offseason for Bo Nix. And you're almost guaranteed to have a better system of VR training than even Jayden Daniels had. And it's interesting to me that one of the actual first proponents of VR training for quarterbacks was actually Sean Payton way back in 2015, way before COVID, and basically said like, hey, he thinks that he spoke at the Sloan Conference, which is like a technology conference for sports. He first heard about like hyperbolic chambers and ice therapy and all the stuff the players were using to work on their bodies at the Sloan Conference. And he's talking about, hey, how can we help players get real-time snaps? Let's do VR. I don't know if when he tried it back then, it was way too weird and hokey, and he's abandoned it because of that, but it has made such massive steps forward. Over Christmas break, I got to try on a pair of Apple Vision Pro, and the giant leap forward they've made from the first time I put those goggles on to now, it's wild. So Sean, I'm begging you, dude, like dive into this. We already know one of Bo Nix's best qualities is his processing speed. So you give a robot this, we've even called him, like, one of his nicknames is like Robo instead of robot because his name is Bo, obviously. He is a crazy fast processor. He is a kid of a coach. He has what it takes between the ears. Now just give him this tool, and I think he will absolutely fly. We see Sean Payton like, oh, and here is the study. Like already video games are good for the brain and increase your processing speed. This is a NIH study here. Gotta trust the science, right? And it's showing like gamers versus non-gamers on different tasks, and your processing speed is already faster. And that's just playing any video game, how it increases your processing speed. Now imagine playing the video game that is what you are going to see the next week, and I think we have the war chest to give Bo Nix something like that. So that I think could be an absolute key to his development. Other thing that just was a big takeaway for me watching football this week is seeing that all the teams that we watch still in this playoff hunt, they're going to get markedly worse next year. They are all in situations where they are losing a lot of players to free agency. They're struggling with cap hits. They're going to have a worse pick in the NFL draft. Some of them don't have all their picks moving forward because they've had to sell the farm to get to where they are right here. And that's where you've got to just be wildly excited to see a rookie quarterback, 2 rookie wide receivers take marked steps forward. And we're in a very, very good cap space situation here. So looking here, the Ravens situation, they were a game away from the AFC Championship game, really a couple fumbles or drop 2-point conversions away from making the AFC Championship game. But that's kind of their ceiling, you guys, because look at all of the free agents that they have to either sign or they're probably going to lose next year. There's no way they can keep all of these players with their cap hit. And so this is where you've got to just be insanely excited to look here at the Denver Broncos and our cap space, that here we are at 16. But as we've already covered, because we have a cash-rich owner, we can actually negate some of being 16 and go into 2026 where we are a top 10 cap space team there. So that's where you look. There's not a lot of playoff teams who are in a better cap situation than we are, and we played the Buffalo Bills tighter at halftime than even the Baltimore Ravens did. That we were a missed 50-yard field goal from being tied with the a team in the AFC Championship game. So I think the future is insanely bright for this Denver Broncos team, and that we have a cap space that is very good. Here is showing your effective cap space with your guarantees for next year, and you just see that we are above that green line, which is fantastic, and there's not a ton of playoff teams who are in a better cap situation than we are. And you could look at the Pittsburgh Steelers being in a better cap situation. They aren't in a better quarterback situation. They are in very big trouble there. And there's talks that are they going to try to get Kyler Murray this offseason in Pittsburgh? They have to do something. They are not going to roll that back with Russell Wilson. We've seen the ceiling for Russell Wilson. We saw it 2 years ago and never should have made that mistake to bring him here. So I think the future is insanely bright, especially if you unlock a super processor in Bo Nix and give him a tool like VR. Let me know in the comments what are your hopes and who are you cheering for over these next couple weeks. We've got a ton of great content, ton of great offseason. We got trade rumors. We've got NFL draft mock drafts that we got. It's only the beginning here for what we are rocking in Denver Broncos country, and we've got a ton to believe in. I might need a VR simulator of my last shot. There we go. I've been just doing VR, and I'm really good at that now. Y'all are the best. Thank you for tuning in, and thanks for riding with me.